Good evening, Speed Gaming 2, and welcome to tonight's Super Metroid A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Monday Night Weekly. We've got Hard Mode 774 Fast Ganon ready for you. I am Craze Gamer. Tracking is Mr. E Buckets, and on Restream tonight is Neaterific on the left and Scupula on the right. So our racers will have to defeat 7 crystal dungeons, 4 Super Metroid bosses, and they will not have to go into Ganon's Tower to open up the pyramid. So here we are. What is that sprite on Scupula's side? Is that Cuphead? That's Cuphead. Alright, cool. Alright, so in Super Metroid there are 2 items in logic that are in Retro Brinstar, and the rest of Sphere 1 is in A Link to the Past, so most runners will usually go to A Link to the Past first, and Scupula is absolutely heading down there. Usually make a beeline right to the island, but let's see what Scupula's doing. Half Magic on the island and Spring Ball in Link's house. Spring Ball has some interesting... Alright, let's see. I saw a Pendant on Eastern, I saw a Metroid boss at Desert, and I missed Hera. I'm sure we'll get it on Scupula's side. Red Crystal Hera. Okay. Scupula is gonna do Houlihan. That is not something you see often in SMZ3. But it'll pay out if there's not a lot of cash to be had, or if we get an early Glover flippers. We got Power Bombs at Uncle. Always guaranteed at least one of those in Sphere 1, so it's good to get it out of the way early. And Uncle himself has a heart piece, nothing really doing there. Alright, Nito's heading up. We'll probably check out the Lumberjack Ledge to see if we have to defeat Aggle 1. And we're going to get a tree pull out of it. Tree pulls 5 rupees. Not terrible, but came across a 100 at some point, and whoop. Definitely want to go back to get that. Gets an extra tier 1 out of it. And let's try the bush crab again. Just single rupees. Nothing really special there. Alright, that's a bottle on the Lumberjack Ledge, so we're probably going to be able to ignore that. There's 3 other ones around. Hopefully that's not our first bottle. And Scoop gets lucky on the 50-50s. And he's going to go bottom up, going into CAC. At Race Game, we got just an hour extension, so that could be ignored. And at the library, we got... Oh, we're gonna need boots, because that's a bow. Actually, we have fast Ganon, so we may not need boots. I'm sorry, we may not need a bow, because Eastern is a pendant, and we don't know what pot is yet. But chances are we're gonna need that bow. Alright, no, can't check sick hit just yet, no bottle. And that's... Oh, we got Nidoריfic speed back just in time to see a can of Burna at the bottle vendor. We got another Power Bomb pack in the chicken hut. The tavern's got a blue rupee. So you do need a bow for the GT climb, but we have fast Ganon active, so our runners will very likely not step foot into Ganon's tower. If any of our runners go into Ganon's tower in this mode, something has gone horribly wrong. We'll take a look at what's in the well. Missiles. Heart piece. An ice rod. Nice to find an ice rod early. Likely required for Turtle Rock. There are 2 other pendants floating around somewhere, and there's 4 Super Metroid bosses and 7 Dark World dungeons, so it's good odds. Oh, alright, well, okay, sure. Varia and Silver Arrows in Blind's house. This might be a normal seed masquerading as a hard seed, but we'll see where we'll see where Gravity ends up. Right. Scrupula is going to finish his route by going up to the Lost Woods. Alright, and we got some audio, and we got Nidoриfic's feedback, so Nidoриfic is blind checking race game, and he's going to be getting himself an arrow capacity upgrade. Just kidding, he's going to save and quit. Alright, Nito is going to start the South Shore checks, while Scrupula is now heading into Escape. Ooh, this is daring. Just an Ice Rod and 8 bombs to do the front of Escape. Certainly possible if you know how to lay your bombs right, but you gotta know how to do it. Ooh. A small key in the first chest means a lamp or a glove puts everything in Escape and Logic. Or really just a lamp for Dark Cross and a glove for the pack, so that's, yeah. Yeah, I don't think there was anything really relevant in the Lost Woods. I think we would have seen it in the pause menus at this point, so I think we're good there. Right, Nito is going to do mini Moldorm Cave with just bombs. Certainly possible, but always annoying because Those mini Moldworms can go anywhere they want. Got Morph Bombs in Mini Moldworm Cave. That'll be good once we get a Morph Ball. So Nito is going to check Ice Rod Cave while Scupula is going to set up for a Death Warp. He's very likely going to try to navigate Dark Cross in the dark. This is not easy without a sword, because you would use the sword to sort of navigate yourself in the dark, but Scubula does not have a sword, so it's going to have to use either just bomb drops or what have you to get through things. If he had magic, he could have also used the ice rod, like just shoot the ice rod just to figure out where you are. But all of this is just absolutely blind. Yep, laid a bomb in the corner so he knows where he is, and never thought to use the bomb like that to shoot you in a direction. I wonder if there's a setup for that. But gets an item, and it's just an E-Tank. And now he's gonna try to get to the back of Escape, and this is also tricky because you have to kill the Key Rat, and he has one Ice Rod shot at most. Meteorific finding 300 rupees, a missile, and another power bomb in Saha's hut. Scrupula does get the key, and he can now get to the back of Escape, and he's on about 1.5 hearts. This should be fine. And to the back of Escape, we got Peace Heart, that's a full refill, missiles, and a blue tunic for his troubles. No progression, but certainly some useful items, and he won't have to come back to this. Meanwhile, Nito is making the play into Pendant Eastern. This is defensible since it's a pendant. We don't need to come back here. So see what Sphere 1 stuff is here. Won't be able to full clear without a bow. I know where it is, so it's locked behind the boots in the library. So hopefully this is just one dip, and then that's it for the seed. Right, first item in Eastern is another 300 pack, so Nito is going to be good on money once he finds flippers or a glove for Zora. Meanwhile, Scupula is heading to Desert, very likely going to check out Agina and probably scout out the item on Desert Ledge. Ooh, there's our Morph Ball at Agina's cave. Let's see where Scoop heads now. I'd be tempted to just go straight into SM. You've got 2 or 3 Power Bomb packs already. Nidorufic is in the Dark Room in Eastern. This is out of logic without a lamp, but it's pretty easy just to go through this and get the item in the vanilla big key chest, get it all out of the way. Will be gated by not having a bow. So this is the last check he can make. Scipio thought about talking to Saha to get Greek pendant knowledge and decided otherwise. Nito finds plasma in Eastern, and that's really good. And by our count, I think that's 3 items, so everything else is junk. So unless pedestal's in play, we're gonna ignore Eastern for the rest of this run. Scoopy now also making the Eastern play. This one's a little bit surprising because he already has Morph Ball, so he has a lot more options ahead of him in Super Metroid. So this is just being thorough, which, you know, to each their own. Nito's going to proceed through the front of his cape, and he has a little bit more magic than Scupula did, so he'll have a little bit of an easier time with the guards and the Ice Rod. Well, Scupula's feed came back just in time to see Super Metroid, and we've got a heart container at 230 missiles. I presume Scupula has just saved and quit out as soon as he got maybe like 1 or 2 items in Eastern. I don't know if enough time went by for him to get all the way to the vanilla Biki chest, but we'll see. If he has plasma, then we'll know. Wow, alright, cool. Thanks, video game. Alright, Gravity on Bomb Terizo, so we've got both suits. And you will absolutely fight Bomb Terizo for a very essential item. Nidorufic's going to show us the Desert Ledge, and it is Super Missiles, which is A-OK. About to pick up his Morph Ball. I assume he'll go straight into Super Metroid at this point. Alright, Scupula getting the wall jumps to Gauntlet on the first try. Very good. All of this is in logic. Not in logic and normal, but we are playing hard, so that is something our runners can be expected to do. So Nito turns on Plasma. Very heads-up play. So Scupula may have Plasma, but maybe didn't go into the pause menu to turn it on. For anybody who's not aware, if you pick up Plasma or Spazer in A Link to the Past, it does not automatically turn on when you get into Super Metroid, because in Super Metroid you cannot have both Plasma and Spacer on at the same time. If you do, bad stuff happens. Like, your game crashing. Well, if we're being technical about it. Uh, the game doesn't crash until you fire the weapon with both Spacer and Plasma all at the same time. Criteria Power Bombs didn't have anything. Terminator doesn't have anything. Right, Scoopula is going to head back to the ship for a refill, I presume. And then we'll see where he wants to go from here. He could go just do the Brent loop as normal, or he can go down Red Tower, or if he wants to continue his wall jump to the wrecked ship, that's also an option. And again, he also has gravity suit, so he could just do a gravity jump. All right, this looks like a wrecked ship like Scoopula. The gravity jump here is a little bit weird because you can't just go on the very bottom of that floor. You have to be on the side where it's a little bit elevated to get the proper jump. Well, we are not hurting for power bombs, that's for sure. All right, looks like wreck ship is a blue crystal. Nice ice beam. Absolutely good for later in the game when we have to shoot some Metroids, but can also be the bot wound and Dragon access as well. And Nito is showing us the Bryn loop. Nothing really in the Brinstar Reserve area. E-Tank, that's very good. Always like to see those early. So Nidorafik's routing is going to be not unusual, but it's going to be different from Scrupulous since Nido is missing the gravity suit from Bomb Chorizo. He will not be able to, or at least if he gets suitless stuff on the way, to Meridia, then sure, but he'll probably want to stay away from that until there's nothing left to do. So if there's anything in Meridia, he's going to not be getting to it until he gets back to Criteria. Could be like in some on-screen Dopplers onto Fantoon. think he's got one more left. There we go. Yeah, like it's not out of the question for Nito to get back to criteria, but considering he has Vera, he may dip um, Norfair first. So we'll see how he chooses to play it. Hey now, there's some Pegasus boots in, in pink print. So when Nito heads back to Link to the Past, that's a bow. And a space jump in Mission Impossible. There's lots of things to do now. So the space jump gives Nito a way to get into Bubble Mountain, so that can further incentivize going away from Gravity Suit. Well, you already get bombs, but now it's just easier to get into Bubble Mountain. Oh, and there's apparently a fire rod in the wreck ship. I assume that was left side supers, since right side supers was supers. Wreck ship E tank is just 50 rupees. And I don't remember exactly what was on the Spore Spawn supers, but I don't think there was anything important. Terrific getting the green gate glitch first try. So Nito's going to open up the way back into Retro Brinstar. Let's see if he chooses to go that route. Looks like he is. So if he's going to check Retro Brin, which he absolutely has the power bombs to do, he may end up checking things like Old Mother Brain, may peek at Shaft Supers, and will probably pass right by the Gravity soon. He'll very likely pick it up. So that'll be good for him. And that's our first sword at the Morph Ball pedestal. Just a big 20 at Alpha Missiles. Well, Scoopula is in Orca Robots and finds another big 20. Even more power bombs in the E-Tank in the ceiling. Super Missiles at Beta Missiles, and Nito's going to check Billy Mays. Just a missile and another big 20. And in Wreck Ship Reserve is just a missile tank, so we don't need to come back here with Speed Booster. Now, what's a little bit unfortunate that Scrupula does not have any easy way of checking missiles in the sky. He's going to pick up the 3-pack here. Let's see if he wants to take the time to get. Yeah, he's gonna do this. So this part's a little slow and unwieldy without any good way of getting up there. So these guys do not move unless they are on the screen, so you have to sort of follow them along until they line up with each other. And now you have to. You didn't want to freeze it because it stops moving at that point. So Scuba's gonna have to ride this thing all the way to the edge and then all the way back. And then once it's in position, he gets to shoot up and then actually see what it is. But if it's something he needs, he's gonna have to make an awkward wall jump to get up there, or find the other. I think it's Ripper, and that's just another 3-pack. So don't care. He'll get it anyway, but was not necessary. But it is good to get it out of the way. Don't have to worry about it. Don't have to have that in the back of your mind as you're going through the rest of the game. Now this, all right, yeah, Scooby-Doo's got Varia, so the energy is not a huge concern. Gets it in 2 jumps anyway, so that's good. But if in the any percent speed run of Super Metroid, you have, I think you have 1 tank on a power suit, and you can only take 2 hits on the spikes, assuming you have the energy to tank them. Let's see what Scooby gets from gravity. Just missiles. So, fire rod and wreck ship, and an ice beam. So not bad, but and a required boss kill. All right, Nito picks up his gravity suit, and he'll fight the statue. Meanwhile, Scooby-Doo's gonna head down into a red tower. Unless he can do damage boosts, he'll have to skip X-ray because there's no real good way for him to check that. When Nito makes this check, he'll have space jump to easily make it happen. Just a missile at beta power bombs. Right, Scooby-Doo's farming up supers and power bombs off the enemies in this room, and that's not a bad idea. It is still early game. You want to make sure you have enough for what's coming up. And with space jump, Nito's gonna have a easier time getting into through the wreck ship and in the doing the checks after he beats Fantoon. We're just 35 minutes in. We're already turning our nose up at power bombs. Granted, he has 25, but it is not often you get to see an abundance of ammo this early, especially power bombs. And Nito gets his ice beam. Scrupula makes his way back up, and it's going to give us our first look at Speezer. Just another red 20. Fantoon dodging Nito's missiles and closes the eyes quickly, so has to wait another round. Pretty good Doppler there by Nito. Fantoon is not going to gift Nito with a second fast pattern, so looks like it's going to be a slow. But does get a fast pattern on the next round after the quick disappearance. Missed the super to end it. Whatever was that Kraid at that missile item is something Scrupule wanted to pick up. And Scoop is actually going to take the missile refill, and that's not a terrible idea here. You're down to 6. You've got a lot more that you can carry, so beats farming for sure. Let's see if Scrupula can get a Kraid quick kill. Using non-Samus sprites, you have to sort of relearn all of the tricks that you would normally learn based on like positioning and such. Oh, does not get the quick kill, so got I think 2 supers in there, so this should be a pretty quick cleanup. And there it is. And Nito picks up his fire rod at left side supers and creates a red pendant. That's gross. So not a required boss, but then again, of the 4 Super Metroid bosses, Kraid is the easiest one to defeat. Just get in, get out. But unfortunate that does not count as one of the 11 required bosses. Nidorufic did take the save, so they can reset out if the item at Wreck Ship E-Tank is nothing, which we know it is. I think it's a 50. Urgh. Well, I mean, Scrupula does not have plasma, so Spazer is better than what you got, so you might as well. Alright, Scoopio has both suits and the ability to defeat Dragon, so looks like he's going to take the dip into Meridia. And this will be our first look. Ooh, that's a high jump boots behind speed boosters, so not required, but you definitely like to have it, so if it's in route, pick it up, but it may be something everyone leaves behind at this point. Alright, let's see what's at Mama Turtle. Oh. Oh, how does Scoop get that? That is a glove at Mama Turtle E-Tank. Can you... Is Spring Ball Jump gonna be good enough here without high jump boots? I mean, it's worth the attempt, but I'm not sure it goes up that high. Oh, you may have to leave that behind. Now, granted, it is technically possible to do this. There is a very specific power bomb, horizontal bomb jump that you can do off the left wall to get this item. But it is, you have to practice it and you have to know it. Yeah, I don't think a regular spring ball jump's gonna do it here. This is gonna be easy for Nitorific once he gets here, but Scoop did not do the Bryn Loop, so does not have space jump. So this is gonna be just a very awkward attempt at this. Because yeah, you're not getting to the left. You're not going from left to right fast enough. You're bonking on the ceiling. So this is, yeah, he may have to come back to this. I'm wondering if he starts lower so he doesn't bonk off the ceiling, maybe. Oh, that's as close as you're gonna get, I think. Not unless you also do a power bomb jump. But that is incredibly tight timing. Yeah, a double spring ball jump without high jump and in the air instead of the water. I'm not sure that's possible. Also, thanks to all that mapping, Dragon is a green pendant. So that's just salt on the wound there, because we don't have to beat the boss, but obviously we need the mitts. Well, we need the glove, but presumably we need the mitts too. Yeah, let's take a look at the logic. Ew, yeah, so, yeah, Mama Turtle E-Tank is can open red doors and one of either can fly, speed booster, grapple, or can spring ball jump and either gravity or high jump. So can spring ball jump and gravity satisfies this. I cannot believe that this combination of things is in logic. Now, granted, we know that there's an easier way to do it because space jump is accessible, but like there can be a combination of factors that make this specific trick required, and that is big yikes. Right, and Morph Bombs is here too, so you can infinite bomb jump, but Scoop does not have that. Yeah, I'm wondering how long Scoop is going to attempt this, because this is... Like, he may think that this is required, but there's a lot he hasn't done yet, so... Like, this is the kind of thing where you want to consider your options and see, like, alright, what's left that can make this easier? Can I come back to this? Or am I stuck doing this? Was so close, but I'm not sure it's possible to do. And yeah, Nito just space jumps like it's nothing. Alright, so Nito has a Power Glove and is now on his way out. He'll check the rest of Meridia, likely. Now, here's an interesting thing. I don't know if Nito paused to get info. So I don't know if he knows it's a green pendant. Yeah, Scoopio's gonna just dip out, and that's, you know, if you spent that much time on it and you didn't get it, then it is, like, there's a lot more to do, so it is, I think it's fine. Yeah, mind you, that is a, like, that is not an easy trick at all, especially without high jump, without anything that would help you. So that is, you know, it's good to attempt it, but if you get that close and you think you've done everything correctly, then it's time to move on. Scupula does make good use of the Ice Beam to freeze the enemies to better get up here, and he'll get the 2 items here, which was not anything useful, but, it's there. Alright, Nidorufic is now going to set up for the Snail Clip. Normally you need the Speed Booster to Shine Spark up this, but the Snail Clip to get these without the Speed Booster is a logically required, or at least a logically expected piece of tech. So there it is, and there's a Grapple Beam, and the alarms should be going off. You've got a Grapple Beam, you've got Ice Beam, which makes Shack Tool a play. And Nidorufic also a Space Jump, which also puts that into logic as well. Alright, Nido is going to take a save and take a look at some sand pits. He's starting with the right side first, so if he's going to check Shack Tool, he'll do it directly from here. Oh, that's Charge. Alright, he'll pick up Charge. If he goes to Shack Tool, he'll have to come, and it's nothing. He'll have to reset, and then he'll have to pick up Charge again, so we'll see if that sort of influences the decision or not. Alright, Scrupula is going to peek at Charge Beam and take a reset. So he'll likely check the left side now. And then we'll see what he wants to do, because if he was looking at the map, he'll know that this is a green pendant, so he may not want to go to Dragon, but he also may want to look for an item that will help him get to the Power Glove that he knows is there. Alright, yeah, Nido's just going to pick up the bomb capacity upgrade. Not going to reset because he does not want to reset the Charge Beam, so he'll make his way back out and he'll have to go all the way around again. Meanwhile, at the left side, we've got just a big 20 and an E-Tank. Alright, so Scrupula is going to get the Charge Beam. And looks like he's also going to head to Shack Tool. Nidorufic having a little bit of an issue with the crab. Hitboxes sure are a thing. Meanwhile, Scupula is going to do the Ice Puyo clip, while also having Grapple Beam. Yeah, this is a little bit... This have to be lined up on the exact right pixel. If you have X-ray scope, you have a little bit of leeway, but this does have to be exact. Yeah, that one's a little bit too high. Oh, I see, I see. So, even though Scupula has grapple, um, getting up into that upper part is difficult without high jump boots. It is possible to do, but you have to, like... You have to pretty much, like, do a gravity jump off the highest most pixel on the, like, quicksand floor as, you know, as you can get. And it is, not an easy thing to do. So it's either do that or do the ice clip. That one might be good. Meanwhile, Nito's gonna take out Kraid. Not bad, not bad. That is a Kraid quick kill for a red pendant. Again, Kraid's there, just get out of the way. And Scupula, while I was looking to the left, successfully gets the ice clip. So, well done, but we know that it's not going to be anything required. And heads up play by Nito, he is going to farm up supers while here. And Scupula does have to be a little bit careful. He's on 49 health. So he's going to have to, you know, watch things a little bit carefully as he makes his way out. I would be tempted to take a Crystal Flash here. Scoop, you're on 29 health. Please don't. You're on 4 health. Please don't. I mean, granted, you did save before getting Charge Beam, so you only lose Charge Beam, but you don't want to... Alright, let's... Scoop. Like, we don't have your audio, but I'm sure you hear the alarm bells going off. No. Well, we got to see the death animation for the Cuphead sprite, so, you know, there's that. Alright, so not a whole lot lost there, just a Charge Beam, but he will have to go back for that. And correct, he does not have to do Shack Tool again. He knows it is not anything he needs to get. Nito's going to take another save. Yeah, this is I assume left sand pit now because he went to get Charge Beam on the right and just said, I'm coming back to this. probably reset out of this and then decide where to go from there. Yep. Yeah, there's no Dark World, but then again we got both suits, so there's a lot to do, just not in A Link to the Past. Because both suits is effectively the entire game minus a few, like, specific checks. Alright, Nito taking full advantage of charge plasma. Lets him get multiple hits through a charge shot. Very nice. And oh, Scoopial with a heads up play. Now has a grapple beam, can now come back for Power Glove. I think, yeah, you need high jump in order to make that jump like that. So I think going to the wall and jumping off is probably the play here. Yeah, Spring Ball Jump will get there, but you have to unmorph like right at the apex. Like has to be like a quick motion of unmorph, aim up, grapple beam. And there it is. Boom. Power Glove. Worth. Alright, so here's a Dragon fight on Nidorific's side, which will reward him with a green pendant, which, you know, could be necessary, but it is not required for defeating Ganon. It was going to set up the grapple quick kill, and there's a fried shrimp. Meanwhile, Scoopula is making his first dip into Norfair, and this is going to be our first look at Norfair as well. And there's a green pendant for Nito. Let's see what a space jump is. Just another red 20. We have found a lot of those so far. Meanwhile, Scrupule is going to show us the high jump area, which is currently just a heart piece, an E-tank, and a mirror. Alright. That's good. We may need that for Swamp, assuming it is a crystal or a SM boss. And even if it's not required, it is a good helps you traverse the light and dark worlds, helps with routing. All the dark world dungeons are required because we know where the pendants are. That is heads up by chat. So yeah, Swamp is required. So Mirror is required. Lamp? It's a lamp at Ice Beam. So while our runners can very likely do all of the dark rooms, they won't have to, because they'll have a lamp showing them where things are in the dark. Magneto's going to show us Plasma, which is in logic thanks to, if you can believe it, Plasma. Just a reserve tank. So as we are an hour in to our SMZ3 Weekly, if you are not following these runners, go ahead and follow these runners, because they're putting on a great show for us and giving us some entertainment on this Monday evening. Yep, Scooby-Doo's going to pick up an E-Tank in Cathedral. We're still a little low on E-Tank, so absolutely take it. Just 50 rupees at Bubble Mountain. Scooby using Ice Rod very effectively, going to freeze the waiver to get to Norfair Reserve. That's super, and that's Bombos. Definitely want to find those medallions before you get to Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. Bombos is also a possible entry into Ice Palace, but we already have the Fire Rod, so wasn't an issue on that front. Nito's going to take a save at Business Center. Wonder what's the... Is this just a safety save? Because there's not really a lot you have to be concerned about here. You have Varia suits, so you don't have to worry about a Hell Run. Might just save scum. Not even save scum, but just peek at Ice Rod. I'm sorry, Ice Beam and Crumble Tower, but we'll probably not want to reset because the lamp is at Ice Beam. Scooby are going to get a Heart Container at the missile before Speed Booster, and the Speed Booster is just a missile. Yep, Nito's not going to turn down a lamp. No reason to make the game harder than it has to be. And there's our Titan's Myth. So we are a Moon Pearl away from Dark World access. Oh! Oh, and there's a Flippers there too. So we got a little bit more to do in A Link to the Past now. Now, Scupula may want to stay in Norfair because he can get to Lower Norfair from here. He'll have to do a... Actually, ooh. It is possible to do. It is not... It is not pretty. He would have to do a high jumpless lava dive via a gravity jump. And that's, it's not easy. Let's see where he wants to go from here. Is he going to go to Croc? Yeah, it looks like he's going to Croc. Nitorific rescues an old man, gets a 21st Troubles, does a save and quit. I assume this is just going straight to the Mountain King. Nope, Sanctuary. Okay. He's got things to do. You can check Bonk Rocks. What else can he do with this item set? Doesn't have Dark World access, so he has to stay in Light World. Doesn't have the flute, so can't get back to the mountain easily. You do Zora. Granted, we know that the entire thing is in logic because we know what the flippers are, but he may want to go to the Zora area anyway because it is in logic. Alright, that was a Croc down for Scupula. Oh, there's a sword on Croc. Alright, well, that's a Master Sword. And a lamp. Uh-oh. Well, I mean, the only nightmare scenario here is Moon Pearl on Pyramid Ledge, but low odds of that. Really getting across to Croc PBs in the developer intended method of using Grapple Beam. And that is our first bottle. So the bottle on the Lumberjack ledge is not going to come into play. Unless you're in desperate need of a bottle for some reason. Alright, so Nitorific is going to take those boots and go get the bow in the library. And that puts Eastern fully in logic. I don't know if he wants to go back to it. Wait, he should not go back to it because we know that all three items are gone, and I think he's got all three items. So unless he plans on doing the okay powder, that's at Sine Wave. Can't check Magic Bat yet. Does not have the hammer, and we don't have Mitts plus Mirror. Oh, this is Green Pendant Turn-In. Okay. Nothing doing there. That's just a super. Oh. He already has 2 pendants. This gives him pedestal. It's not a bad play considering how early these pendants were, but boy, it feels ugly. Just ugh. Like, let's think about like what he has, what's open to him. He's leaving almost all of Lower Norfair at this point, which like is a little surprising because he has Varia, Gravity, and Space Jump, so he doesn't have to even do the hard lava dive. He could just do the vanilla lava dive. And Ridley is required, so like this is a play for sure. Oof, Grapple Beam holding just the single green rupee. And oh, this is another play. Indiana Jones using the developer intended method of getting over there. And there's the drop down. So Scoop is going to leave that behind. Because it is just one check. And he did get Powder, which I assume he's going to go back for. Wait, did he? Wait. So his minimap says he was already down at Sine Wave. So did he get Powder and then come back up to save and just saves, like just get a reset point? Hmm. Yeah, I would imagine so, but Alright, here's the third pendant for Nito, and I assume he's going to beeline it to the Lost Woods and see what's on the pedestal. Alright, so Scoop is going to make another attempt at Indiana Jones missiles. Alright, he's going to continue doing this, and we'll see if it pays out, but again, there's a lot of things that are in front of Scoopio that is not this. So, take whatever attempts you need at it, but yeah, that he's just piecing out. I don't blame him here. Like, it is just one check. Like, if it ends up being the thing, then that's just how it is. Just remember that this is both A Link to the Past and Super Metroid. There are 316 item checks, so the chances that one of them is the thing you want is low. It's not zero, but it is low. All right, moment of truth. What's on this pedestal? Well, it was worth the shot because the 3 pendants were super early. But it was just a missile tank. And Scoopio's back in A Link to the Past. Thank you, game. All right, that's a hammer and spec rock. That is our that's another piece of the Dark World access, but it is not the Moon Pearl, and that's sort of the thing that we need at this point. However, it does get us to the east of Death Mountain, so that is another 7. That's 8 checks. That is 7 in Paradox Cave, 1 in Spiral Cave. And I assume Nito's just going to take this right away. and also give us our Dark World map check, which is Super Metroid tokens at Pod, Swamp, and there was a red crystal at Skullwoods. There's one more SM boss out there, and I'm sure someone will tell us where. I was kind of hoping it would be just on the map, but if none of us saw it on the Dark World map check, then it would have to be Ridley. Because I don't think any of our runners have checked the Ridley boss prize. Yeah, by process of elimination, it has to be Ridley as the last SM boss. Alright, both of our runners are in Tower of Hera, which makes perfect sense. It is a crystal, it is required, it is full clearable, so might as well. No hookshot for either of our runners, so no Hera pot in play here. This is just good old-fashioned Tower of Hera. Just, with a hammer. Which is not something you normally have when you do the Tower of Hera in the vanilla game. I was not counting items, so I don't know if we've already found our two or if we are heading back into the basement. Ito is heading back in, so there must be something down there. Nito sets up the coffee break. And we'll be chilling here for about a minute. Just an E-tank, so it's a mirror out, and it's time to explore the rest of the mountain. We'll also get a scout of the floating island. See if we need to come back here. Just a power bomb pack, so don't need to do that. Spiral Cape just has 3 bombs. Just a red 20 and a heart piece in the lower part of Paradox Cave. We'll check the top 5. And this will likely be a save and quit from Nidoриfic, even if he finds the Moon Pearl. Because he does not have mitts, he can't do any of the Dark Death Mountain. But if we do find a Moon Pearl here, Scoopula gets the full clear. Um, well, that's a lie. Can't do Hookshot Cave. No Moon Pearl, though. So that's a save and quit. And now Nito's going to do a quick think, and he's probably going to head back into Super Metroid, because there is a lot of Norfair he has to check. Scoopula did not save and quit, so he may be thinking about checking Super Bunny out of logic. No, just kidding. Um, yes, I think Scoop does have the hammer, so he can scout um, the medallion requirement and then just go to, and then just walk to the Super Bunny Cave. Yes, he does have the hammer. Okay. ER is Ether, which our runners do not have, so they'll have to find that on their journey. Uh, hmm. Is this the right setup for Super? Yes, it is. Because I know you have to drop down. So I'm like, what's the way to get there? And this is the way to get there. So, fun facts about Link to the Past. When you're in the bunny state and you drop down, you're now in a super bunny state. So now you can actually open up chests. So there's a super missile and a shield. So nothing really doing there. Nidoриfic is going to find his mitts. And his flips. Alright, Scoopula's going to head down here. Did he not do Mini Moldorm Cave? He did not. Alright, well, he'll get in here, and I don't think there was anything of note in here. Right, so there's, well, I guess bombs. Morph bombs is good. It would have been helpful for him getting the power glove at Mama Turtle. Alright, so where can our runners go now? We still have, yeah, we've got the Zora area to do, because now we have flippers and we have enough cash, so I would assume Scoopula is heading over there as soon as he gets whatever's in Ice Rod Cave, which I don't think was anything. Lower Norfair is accessible. Our runners do have the items they need to get there. And yes, Scrupula did not do the Brent loop, so there's still a lot there. But at this point, like if he hasn't done it, he may be on the opinion of just don't. Like he may be attempting the Brent skip. But we'll see we'll see how he does. Okay, Waterfall Fairy has just a missile and a heart piece. Nothing really there, but the heart piece does fully refill Scupula, so he was kind of low on hearts, so it's good. Heart container on the Zora ledge. Master Sword for Nito. Just a missile pack on Zora, so that is a save and quit for Scupula, and we'll see where he goes from here. Starting at Link's house. Now, Scupula did not defeat Dragon, so Pet is not really an attractive option for him. Scooby-Doo's going to look at our friend under the bridge first. Doesn't even want to save and quit that heart piece. Just get me out of here. Nidovic doing a quick pause, not a not actually hitting pause, but well, if Scupula never comes back to Indiana Jones missiles, he'll be in good shape because Indiana Jones missiles was just missiles. Alright, Scupula is going to go for an infinite bomb jump to get to Criteria power bombs. And then this may be his Bryn loop because he is here. And that's powder. Ooh, the powder is actually live now because we have the hammer. So that is something Nito can do once he gets back to A Link to the Past. I would expect Nito is going to go to Lower Norfair at this point because it's all in logic and the lava dive is easy with this loadout. Question in chat, did Scooby look at the powder? Yes, he did. He reset a few times trying to get Indiana Jones missiles without Space Jump. He had just Grapple Beam and was not successful at it, so he left the missile behind, but we know now that it is nothing he needs to worry about. Alright, so Scoopio is going to go on his trip through Brinstar, and Nidorific is going to take the dive into Lower Norfair, and presumably the Mire area as well. Mire and Desert. Now, a big question, though, is Nidorific does have Space Jump, so he can fight Gold Torizo if he wants to. but it is just one item on that left side. And he is going to go for it. Don't blame him there. Because if it is something he needs to come back for, then he has to loop all the way around. All right, let's see if this is worth. Neorovig did not take the safety save at the top of the elevator, so he does have to fight, otherwise he loses a lot of progress, and it is nothing. So let's see if the other item is worth. And yeah, this is a fairly standard fight. Just get in the right spot, aim up. If you have at least charged plasma, it is much better. Anything else is gravy. Did not see what was up there. I think that's just a vanilla loadout for both of those items. Anyway, Screw Attack has a blue boomerang. Won't say no to it, but not really what you're looking for. Alright, Nidorufic is going to take his dip into the mire area. We still don't have a Moon Pearl, so we can't really do much. Bombos is the entry for mire. We have it, so once we get a Moon Pearl, that is a fully clearable mire. Yeah, we cannot dip mire. We don't have a Moon Pearl. Alright, that's Boots for Scrupula. Now, he may try to Super Bunny into the mire shed to get the two items there. Neato. Buddy. Are you attempting to get the murder dactyl to knock you into there? There is a setup so you don't have to do this, but this works too. And that looks good. All right, let's see what these two items are. This is out of logic, but Wave Beam is nice, but not required. And an E. Alright, well, that's full beam, isn't it? Charge Ice, Wave, Plasma, yep. And it's a little, a little academic at this point, but we are boots locked. It's a big key on the torch. But boots were really easy to find, and both of our runners have it. First item in Desert is just a reserve tank. Which means we've got a small key in the center chest. And we're hoping for a second item in, well, really, I guess the first chest at this point, but it really doesn't matter where it is, because if it's on the boss, we have to beat the boss anyway. Nope. Perfect. Just the best right side desert you could ask for. Alright, second item is on Landmo. Scoopil is done with the part of the Bryn loop that he did not get to before, but he now will be able to get to X-Ray, which I don't think was anything necessary. Nidovic setting up with the Lambo quick kill, pretty easy. 3 silver arrows in a very specific spot. That's a Dragon boss token, and we are done with Desert. But now it is time to head back to Mire and back through the cross-game portal. And it's time to go through Lower Norfair. Oh, remember that time I said Mire was clearable? Um, I definitely did not say that because we don't have a Canis Mario. So pillars are a little annoying. No screw attack, no speed booster. Just have to blow them up power bombs. It is slow and it is annoying, but it is necessary for what we got. Likewise, the worst room in the game. Granted, we have full beam combo to deal with the gold pirates, but and space jump as well, but the lack of high jump boots is something you really feel in this section of the game. Shovel. Alright, that's one more errand we have to run when we get back to A Link to the Past. And even here in Amphitheater, the lack of high jump boots is very apparent, because normally those space jumps are fine. Here, they're a chore. Magneto taking some hits by the Key Hunters, but does get through, and he's got plenty of energy to spare, so this is fine. Dismissals at PB's a shame. Meanwhile, Scupio is heading up from Retro Brain, probably going to check old Mother Brain and probably scout Shaft Supers as well. Terrific, putting the full beam combo to work on the Metal Pirates. So full beam combo, plenty of super missiles. This should be a pretty quick fight. should be 30 supers or 20 full charge shots. That one didn't hit, it was right off the tail. And Nito is... Alright, there we go. I was going to say he was taking a lot of damage, because he came in with almost full energies down to 3 tanks, but he got it. And that's a Phantom boss kill. And Scrupio's going to pick up his bow. And Nito's just a red 20 behind Ridley, so nothing doing there. We have not found that elusive Moon Pearl. And that's sort of the thing that's going to break the rest of this game open. Oh, Scupula is going to check the magic bat. He is in the area. Video game. Alright, well, there's our Dark World access. It was being held by a magic bat. Alright, so Nito's going to be back there at some point, which I would think is right after this, because there is... I don't think there's anything else in Super Metroid that can be done at this point. And Sick Kid has our last shield. I think the last one was in Checkerboard Cave, so I don't think anyone's picking that up. Well, we can only assume what is happening on the screens. Oh, there we go. There's Nito's feet again. It just 3 bombs at Hadorubi missiles. And Scupula has made his way to the village of outcasts, so he is making the typical checks that you would make here. And this is also a Thieves Town full clear. That is a Canis Samaria. It's not nothing, but it is not the progression that Nito's looking for. And that is not something that Scupula is going to miss either, because Ridley is required. Right, first chest in Thieves Town was some money. No, that was the second chest. I don't think we saw what the first chest was. Whatever the case is full clearable for Scrupula, so he is not missing anything here. That is another bottle. That is I think the runner's second bottle, with the third being on the lumberjack ledge. And the first chest was red. Yep. Scrupula's Shy Guy is no longer blue, so that is absolutely correct. Alright, so Nitorific is going to do Speedless Speedway, which if you have Wave Beam and one of either Spazer or Plasma, you can angle up and start shooting when you're leaning against the speed blocks. And if you repeatedly shoot, eventually you'll hit some off-screen blocks that, for some reason, when you've shot through enough of those, will let you just pass right through. Don't ask why it works, it just does. Alright, so Nito is now going to check King's Tomb. Hopefully he heads back to Kakariko, because that's where that Moon Pearl is. Nothing there. So this is probably going to be Shovel Spot and then back to town. Briefly considers a save and quit, and then he realizes that he can still do stuff in town. Scoopilla's got the maiden. And does not have a small key, so the small key has locked itself in the big chest, so there's no reason to go for it. Yeah, Shovel was just an extra 5-hour capacity, so nothing we need to care about. Alright, Scoopula looks like he has the right setup for the script. And this is Nito about to get his Moon Pearl. And that is a well-executed script for Scoopula, and that is a blind down, and that is a mushroom. Luckily, we don't need to do any fake powder shenanigans, so we can just turn that mushroom in once we're in the area. That is a Moon Pearl for Nidovific, and that is his Dark World access. And we'll see how he wants to approach this. He's going to start at Sank, and I assume this is just going to go to Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town. Right, Scrupula is now going to go into Skull Woods. Also full clearable with a Fire Rod and required, so might as well. Looks like he's going to go to the back first, and Nito's gonna do Skullwoods first. So we'll look at his side because he dropped down. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but here we are. There's a big key, so may have just accidentally did to the correct route. And that's the first item. So now Nito's going to have to go to Pinball Room, pick up the small key that is known to be there. Because this uses, the SMZ3 randomizer uses a previous version of the ALT to PR randomizer, which has logic that the Pinball Room always has a small key in it. That way you are not locked out, or locked in rather, if you take the drop down. Okay, there's a compass. He's going to get out his bombs for a bomb jump and check the big chest. Screwbill's already in the back. There's a small key. Alright, let's see if Scrupula finds the second item on Mothula. There's one Mothula down for Scupula, and that is just a map. Okay. So if the second item wasn't here... Nope, the second item is here, so it was just a red boomerang. So Nito knows where all the items are, so he can just beeline it to the boss. You're having a little bit of issues with the Gibdos and the Wallmaster. Just gonna try it again. Conserving magic by using the lamp in some spots and saving the fire rod for the last one. Alright, Scupula has cleared out the berries, and the Gibdos, and the Wallmaster for now, and is going to pick up another boomerang for his troubles. And that is a Mothula down for Nidorific. And that's the second item for Scupula, so he's going to mirror out. And let's see where he goes from here. Is Scupula going back to the mountain? Oh, this is a lumberjack check, which he did not do at the start of the route. So he'll see that it's just a bottle, and he'll just turn around, go the other way, and just ignore that forever. Meanwhile, Nito peeks at Bumper Ledge, just bombs, don't care. I think this is Graveyard Ledge for Nito. Scupula gonna clean up Bonk Rocks. At this point, our runners are just, let's see. Nidorific is looking for a Hookshot, Ether. He'll take a sword, but that's not specifically progression. Yeah. Yeah, Nidorific is just Ether and Hookshot from Go Mode, while Scupula is Ether, Hookshot, and Keen of Samaria. So the Keen of Samaria is in Lower Norfair. So once Scupula does Dispatch of Ridley, then that's right in the path. So he's not missing that. It's just when does he do that? But our Ether and our Hookshot are unaccounted for. But we still have a lot of dungeons that we can clear, so our runners can go to Pod, they can go to Swamp. Well, they can dip Swamp. They can't get to the back without Hookshot, though, so that may be last in the pile. They can... Oh, I guess Nito didn't do Thieves Town yet. He was in the area. Nito can do Mire. You would have to go back through Lower Norfair to do it, though. Can do it. And TR is inaccessible without Ether. But our runners do have boots and the ability to get to East Dark Death Mountain, so that is one check in Hookshot Cave that they can get to. That's also not a not something they would want to do to make the mountain climb for one check, but it is there. And I guess also Spike Cave is there too, but that's also not attractive. So the plan is probably just clear dungeons and do other stuff besides that. You know, besides doing Dark Death Mountain for 2 checks and Shotless Swamp. I would assume this is Pod for Nito and for Scoopula. Oh, we've got the big bomb. I mean, yeah, that was sort of a very underwhelming hype cave. I was just very confused for a second because I thought we already did it, but apparently I'm getting seed bleed on seeds I haven't even played. So yeah, not a great hype cave. Definitely 2 out of 7. Alright, nothing on the pyramid ledge. And inside the pyramid we got missiles and rupees. So nothing really doing there. I assume our runners are going to head into Pod next. Alright, so Nito is going to check our friend under the bridge. And if he wants the half magic that is on Lake Hylia Island, this is a pretty good place to route this in. Did Nito check shovel? I presume so, because I think he routed that in with Magic Bat. Yeah, Nitorific is going to grab the half magic on Lake Hylia Island. This is as close as you're going to get to it, and it is on your way to Pod, so makes sense. Oh, he's not going to pod, he's going to ice. Is there a reason why you wouldn't go to pod here? Are you hoping to go mode it? Hmm. I mean, certainly pod is a better go mode than ice, for sure. But, like, if you're still looking for items, you'd want to go for the dungeons that have the most, and that is pod in this instance. Nothing in the first chest of ice, and I assume things are happening in pod. We'll just have to trust. We have not found any keys, though. Oh, there's one key. There was one key on the right side. Scopula bonking over to the front, using the Cane of Burna effectively to deal with those enemies. Neo has apparently not found the big key yet, so is not going to check the big chest. Instead, he's going to head down to Ice Tea. Just bombs in the Dark Maze. Ooh, that's an ugly place for that hook shot. Okay. Alright, so now Nito can head back. Is he gonna... He's heading up. Okay. Baking Ice was vanilla. Okay, so he already has it. So... Okay, yeah, if you're gonna route an Ice Tea, you would want a bomb jump instead of dropping down to check the big chest first. Yes. Yes, Nito can go mode TR once he finds Ether, and we know Ether cannot be in TR for obvious reasons, so... Oh, Ether is in pod. Alright, Nito's in really good shape, because that's going to be directly on path. Like, he's not missing that. Alright, so our runners just have to not do anything else that's outside of dungeons, and they'll be good. Yeah, so a lot of this is going to depend on what Nito does next. Because both Swamp and Pod are viable options. But since he just got the hook shot, he may be pushed to go to Swamp. Which is not necessarily a wrong play. They're both full clearable. It's just which one do you do first? Alright, let's look at what Scoopio's doing. Vito is on the mountain. Uh-oh. He is elected to do mountain things instead of clearable dungeons. Not sure if agree. Alright, yes, he does not know what TR's medallion is, so if it is Bombos, he is in go mode. So, this is a fair play on his part, but we just did not, or rather, I did not make the realization that he did not see what the medallion was. So, once he sees that it's ether, he'll clear the stuff on the mountain, and then go back down to do the dungeons he can do. He sees that it's ether, so he's going to turn around. Probably check Spike Cave here, too. Not an unreasonable check to make. You've got Cane of Burna. And then afterwards you can just reset and head back down to either pod or swamp. Just 50 rupees, though. Alright, which dungeon is Nito gonna go to first? One of them has his go mode, the other one does not. Nito has elected to go to Swamp Palace, which, granted, has 6 items compared to Pod's 5, so the numbers are marginally in favor of this decision. We, however, the viewers, who know where the things are, know that this is not the correct decision. But if you're looking at it specifically through the math, this is the correct decision to make. Another thing we have to hope for, in Neurific's case, that he does not find an item that sends him somewhere else. Like, if he finds Speed Booster here, then he'll have Waterway on the mind. So, now granted, he still has clearable dungeons in front of him, he should do those first, but hopefully he does not get distracted from that. Scubula did not have his space jumped going through the door, so we'll have to go through this the slow way. This is an interesting play from Scoop. He is checking fire fleas before going down to Ridley. He may be looking for like an energy tank just to refill. I can imagine what else he would be looking for. Something to make the fight a little bit easier, maybe. Yeah, Nito may skip left side swamp, which would obviously be good. Because at this point he's go -1, and like the chances are that the item he's looking for is low, especially if you're considering 2 items on the left side versus the 5 that are in pod, and the 2 here are slow. Then yeah. And also the big key, so Nito will have another choice to make whether he wants to go back into Swamp after he clears out Argus. So yeah, Scoop finding the cane gives him an interesting choice, because now that he knows that the cane is here, and he knows he does not have Flute, he knows the only way he can get to Meyer is through the Lower Norfair portal. So now he's got to consider doing the reverse acid dive through Amphitheater to get back there. So he will very much want to farm up energy before going there, and definitely not take as many Key Hunter hits as he's been taking. Granted, he does have Crystal Flash ammo, but that is not something you'll want to do, especially with a Ridley fight ahead of you. Niterific is going to check the big chest at the very least, and we'll see if he does left side as well. Scubula being very daring with the with moving through the acid on this low health. Meanwhile, Niterific is going to check left side swamp. We'll see if anything comes of it. Like, good items to find are Speed Booster, Loot, Screw Attack, I guess. We know where High Jump is, so it can't be here. A 4th Sword, sure, but marginal improvement from Tempered. Well, it was 2 items, but nothing that improves the situation. In a meaningful way, anyway. Nito is heading back into Super Metroid. Is this a Meyer play? Yeah, Meyer's the only reason I think he could be going back here. And like I don't want to be the Monday morning quarterback on this, but if you're in go -1, you want to check dense things first. So like Pod versus Meyer is 5 versus 2. Alright, that is a Ridley down for Scrupula. Scupula is farming up. I assume he's going to reverse acid dive. He's going to reverse acid dive. He should not be running through the acid here. He wants to be as full on energy as he can before he gets there. Nitorific is going back through Gold Chorizo. Doesn't want to do the green gate glitch to get to the Meyer portal, just, take the way that's already open. Scupula is going to take a safety save here, and this is absolutely okay. The Acid Dive does do a lot of damage, and especially without Speed Booster and High Jump Boots, Samus will move slower than you would want her to. And also, taking damage from the Key Hunters is not great either. So, just in case things go south, Scupula could just reset and try it again, hopefully on better energy. Nito's and Meyer. 2 items here. Most of them are keys. That is, there are 3 small keys in this dungeon, in addition to all the keys that enemies drop. Somehow Scupula has ended up in the lower part of Mickey Mouse Room on 0 energy. I do not know what went wrong here. But he does have a save just before that, so everything's fine. Nothing has gone wrong. Nito is going to take the key from the Barry and go to the right side? He finds another key in the lobby. Nito finds a Book of Mudora. And I think that's the first item. He's going to go to cutscene chest. Now the book opens up two more checks, Bombo's tablet and Ether tablet. But again, we know the answer is in a crystal dungeon, so Nito should not be going there. Alright, shovel. Shovel scoop. Alright, that's why he wanted to go down. And save, he wants to save the shovel so he can attempt to, because that also might be his answer, but again, we know that's not the case. And the big key in Misery Mire is vanilla. Is in the cutscene chest. Scoop, get out of there. All right, he's good. Now, if I remember correctly, Scupula did not defeat Gold Torizo, so if he does not get Green Gate Glitch here, he will have to fight the statue. Oh, he got it. Cool. And one Power Bomb to refill some supers. And Scupula is on his way to Mire. Right, Neaterific entering the fight with Vitreous. Silvers will make this a very easy fight. And that's a Vitreous down. That is Neaterific's 5th crystal. It's just missing Thieves Town, Turtle Rock, and Pod. Alright, this has to be Pod for Neaterific. Yep. Okay, Scupula is going to start with Desert, which is reasonable. Gets the supers, and that's fine. You made it all the way there, you might as well pick it up. Yes, Neaterific is in fact going to route in Bombo's tablet first. Once again, staying completely away from the crystal dungeon that he can already full clear. It's not nothing, but it'll certainly make the Ganon fight easier, but I mean, you're already on gold, sword, silver, so how much more easier could it be? I was under the impression that Neaterific did all the Dark World overworld checks, but I could be mistaken. Oh, he's back on the mountain. Why is Nidorific back on the mountain? He hasn't found Ether yet. Did he do Spike Cave? Thought he did Spike Cave. He's doing Ether Tablet. Sure. After you've already done Meyer. Thanks, game. Nito's in the Dark World. I assume there's some checks that he did not do that he's also going to route in a flute activation as well. Did he not do... he's doing Thieves Town because he did not do Thieves Town. Okay, this is also acceptable. Like, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it now. Again, we know it's not the answer, but it is a required dungeon you can full clear, so absolutely go ahead and do it. Just making sure that the thing he's about to do is required. Which, granted, you could also take one step into the dungeon, and we're not playing Key Sanity, so the music will be your hint that you're in a crystal or pendant dungeon. And that is true. Go mode Thieves Town doesn't exist. It is a myth. Ah, right. Nito already did the dungeons he doesn't need to do because he pulled Ped. Everything else is required. Good call. Good call. In chat, where was Hookshot? Hookshot was in Ice Palace in Ice Tea. So Scupula will get to it eventually. It is he can full clear Ice Palace. It's just a question of when he gets there. Looks like Scupula is going to last location the big key, because he's going to do everything up front first. That obviously does not include the big chest, which you can't do without the big key. That is a blind down for Nidorific, giving him his 6th crystal and a bonus mushroom. Okay, there's nowhere else for Nito to go except for Pod. Nito, please go to Pod. You can also check C-shaped house. That is fine too. But then please go to Pod. Yes, he does have Smith Chain. And also a flute activation, which is fine. You activate the flute, that's okay. This saves a little bit of time. Granted, we're near the end game now, but it does save some time. But Pod, you have to complete it anyway. You know, fine. Because if this is your go mode, then I guess it's faster than doing all of Pod. It sucks knowing the answer. And that is Mystery Mire down for Scupula. That gives him his 4th crystal. He's got a little bit more in front of him, though. Oh, Nidorific is doing overworld checks, plus I would assume Smith Chain as well. Ugh. Scupula is back in Norfair. This is reasonable as well because you don't have an easy way back here, so you want to check everything that's here before you head out, and this is a reset which will take him back to the ship. And let's see, where does Scoop go from here? He does have a book, so now he can easily get back into desert. Does not have a hook shot, so going to swamp's a bad idea. Can go to ice, so it's either desert or ice for Scupula, while Nito is doing Smith Chain. Alright, Scupula is heading to ice. Ice will get him hook shot. Which will give him swamp. But once he gets hook shot, he's in go mode. So Scoop did not do Mire while he was doing. He didn't do Desert while he was doing Mire things, but at this point he has the Book of Medora, so he doesn't have to go through Lower Norfair to go back. So it's a quick-ish return back to the desert. Not the most efficient route, but it gets there anyway. Might have been an oversight since he did have the mirror, but it's not going to matter. He did clear desert. Was his screen frozen at the time? Yes, he did mark on his own tracker that he did clear desert, so he does have that. Alright, Nito's in pod, so he'll be entering Go mode shortly after Scrupula does. The difference being that Nito has more dungeons completed, and yep, that's about right, Scoop. Alright, so Scupula has Swamp, the rest of Ice, and TR, while Nito just has the rest of Pod and TR. So, it's not a runaway to be sure, but Nito, I think, is in the lead. That is a cold stare down for Scupula. And that's another crystal. Yes, so Scupula can absolutely go mode Swamp. That is a huge deal. Going straight to the back is great. Now, Nidorific is going straight to Helmasaur King. Did he already pick up Ether? No, he did not. Okay. Is he just hoping Ether is on Helmasaur King? Is he just gonna go back in the pod afterwards? Yeah, that appears to be his plan. I think his plan is hope Ether is on the boss, since the boss is required anyway, get it out of the way first, and if that's where Ether is, that's the go mode. Otherwise, go back in. Because I can't imagine you skip the rest of the dungeon when you're still down an item for go mode. Anito's going to head back in. Let's see where he goes from here. Goes straight down, and I think this is go mode. Just kidding. Is it in the vanilla Bicky chest? Or is it on the right? Would it be on the right side? Oh no, it's in the back. Okay. Yeah, there's been a little bit of the tech issues with not seeing everything all the time, but there is the ether for Nidorefic. That is his go mode, and he is getting out of there, and he's going to make his way to Turtle Rock. So Nidorefic is approximately an Argus fight ahead of Scrupula. So through everything that this seed has thrown at our runners, they are ending up pretty close to each other. And yes, indeed, that was after a ped pull as well. Now, granted, the ped pull is not the worst thing in the wasn't the worst thing in the world. It was Eastern, Kraid, and Dragon. So like two of those three was really easy, like just incredibly quick. Like one was Eastern Palace, and the other one was the Eastern Palace of Super Metroid. That's Kraid, not Dragon. All right, Scupula is back in Super Metroid. I presume he's going to defeat Mother Brain right now. After defeating Argus. Because he's already got all four Metroid bosses. Yeah, I'm not sure if the routing says that going to Mother Brain first in this spot is faster, but especially since when you go through the terrain escape, you're going to end up back in the parlor, so you can head right back into A Link to the Past, but then you just have to go to TR anyway. So, like, I could understand it if, like, you had to go to, like, let's say, Meridia to get your last crystal, and then you would just, go into Dark World and take the Dark World Meridia portal, but that's not the case here. Ito getting a little bit bullied by the Chomps, but gets out relatively unscathed. Either for getting all the fairy drops from the anti-fairies. And yes, he is going to steal the small key and skip Lava Chest. Meanwhile, Scrupula, I think, did not even attempt Baby Skip and is just going to take the energy refill. He's got, he does not have Plasma, but he does have Charge Ice Wave Spazer, which is pretty good. And he's got 50 supers, so shoot a few charge shots, and then the rest supers, and that's probably fine. Alright, Scooby going for Zep Skip. And Scoopia does get the Ice Zeb Skip. Now it's time to break open the jar and proceed through the Mother Brain fight. Meanwhile, Neorific is on the Trinex fight. It's a, looks like a one cycle. And that is Neorific's 7th and final crystal down, so he will be on his way to the pyramid to take on Ganon. Meanwhile, Scrupula has gone past Mother Brain 2 and is now just waiting out the cutscene. And here's the drop down, and here's Ganon. With the gold sword, this should be a 1-in-1. It should be pretty easy from here. Using the hook shot for iframes. And yep, that is into phase 3. Meanwhile, Scupula has Mother Brain down, so that is 1 final boss out of 2. Everyone single G's in chat for Scupula. Meteorific misses the torch glitch, but with silver arrows and the gold sword, it should not matter. And Scupula remembering that without speed booster, you do have to go through the Taurian escape the normal way. And single G's in chat for Meteorific, who takes down Ganon and has just now a Mother Brain left to contend with. Question in chat, what gave him access to Mother Brain without Dragon cleared? So Dragon, even though it is a Super Metroid boss, when you defeat him in this particular seed, does not count as a Dragon boss kill. He was carrying the green pendant. So our Super Metroid bosses in this seed were Pod, Swamp, Ridley, and Desert Palace. So killing those 4 bosses gave you the Golden 4 access. And fun facts, when you defeat Mother Brain first, you get to keep the Hyper Beam as long as you stay in Super Metroid. So in case you want to do other Super Metroid things, you can do it with the Hyper Beam. And Nidoריfic just has Taurian and then Mother Brain, while Scupula has a Go Mode Turtle Rock and Ganon. And I honestly do not know who's going to get there first, but this is obviously exciting to watch. So glad you're all here to watch this. And once again, if you are not following the runners, go ahead and follow the runners. This has been a great race, and yes, please follow. Nidorific gets grabbed by the baby Metroid, and we'll have to refill energy. Interesting to note here that Nidorific, I don't think, took a ship refill because his supers are much lower than his the amount he can actually carry. So I think with the amount of regular missiles he has, like even if he skips Zeb Skip, he's fine. It just means his Mother Brain 2 is going to be exclusively with the Charge Beam, which granted, full beam combo, so 20 shots will do it, that's easy. But yeah, gets through it, and this is going to be an easy one. And this should do it. Benito's going to damage down. He is going to go for stand-up glitch. He's got the tools for it. There's a lot of different parts of this that have to work out exactly right. Like, he had to jump at that specific time to make sure he wasn't standing on the ground when Mother Brain got grabbed by the baby. I think he has to jump in another instance as well. I could be lying, but I... Yep. And now the charge shots begin. All of this counts against the Phase 3. Now begins Phase 3. And just like that, Phase 3 is done. Down goes Mother Brain. And now Nito is an escape from finishing this up. Question in chat, yes, he was looking for a small key, because in that spot there was one on Laser Bridge, which typically there is. And you need one to get through to the final door. Yeah, without speed and high jump boots, the Torian escape is not great. Certainly, like you're so used to a specific sequence of movements that don't really change, and then all of a sudden you're asked to do it um, differently. And who wants to do that? Right, that is a TR down for Scrupula, so now he is heading over to Ganon, and everyone get your GGs in chat for Nidorific, who finishes the race with an official race time, .gg time, of 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 30 seconds, coming in first on Restream and 7th overall. And let's welcome in Nidorific. GG's.
As GG as pulling pit can be.
I mean, considering you did and you're still first on Restream, that's that's not bad. Especially like it was an easy ped, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Magic Bat now, and that was Croc, wasn't it?
Magic Bat, yep. Powder, yep.
And Flute was on Aether Tablet, and Book was in Mire, so you were forced to double dip the Lower Norfair, basically.
Unless you did a acid dive through Amphitheater once you got your Pain of Samaria.
Yeah, Tony, I don't think I could have last located Ether harder than I did, basically, unless I found speed and went to check Waterway with it.
Yeah, I was just sitting here and I'm just like, Nito, please just go to pod. You can full clear it. It's something you have to do anyway. Just please go.
Yeah,
and
but
you just
when I got Dark World access, I could do basically anything. So it's like I guessed wrong.
Yeah.
I guessed right with ice and I guessed wrong with pod.
Yeah. And then Scoop went the other way. He went to pod earlier than you did, and his go mode was hook shot. So he ended up going the other way with it.
If only Quake had been Ether.
Right.
Because I follow the hook shot immediately afterwards. And for a split second, I noticed it was a medallion.
Yes.
But the split second later, nope, that's not Ether.
Yep. And everyone get your GGs in the chat for Scoopula, who finishes at 3:10:13, second place on Restream and 8th overall. And let's see if we can get Scoop in here as well. So yeah, that was a seed for sure. It was a normal seed masquerading as a hard seed because both suits were available right away. And let's welcome in Scoopula. GG's.
Hey Chris, what's up? GG Nito.
GG. The only hard logic thing required was gate glitching to Croc.
Yeah. So you went through a lot of that before figuring that out, I'm guessing?
I just full cleared and I basically got Ethered almost dead last. It had to be in pod because I checked everywhere else.
Was that where it was? I don't remember.
Ether, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the basement on the left side.
Huh. Yeah, well, it did create blind. That was a pendant. And then, hey, by the way, what is it, 3% something that says 2 pendants in SM? So this is the second one of these I've seen.
Yeah, it is.
Tony,
It's weighted against that, but somehow it happened.
Wave was in the Dark World, so if you had Wave for Krog, it means you bunny glitched Wave at Meyer Shack. So that's not in logic. Sorry.
No, I was trying to remember. This was just one big mess. So
Yeah, the
does
Moon
that?
Pearl was just evading both of you for a while.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
And when I pulled Pat, it wasn't that silly of a play because I was still looking for a ton of stuff for Link to the Past, and I was running out of locations. And the pendants were all insanely early in logic.
Hmm. Yeah, I had that thought too. I had something the other day. What was it? It was either one of those seeds that somebody posted in Discord or something where pendants were available like in a hurry, but not to be. I think Lamp was locking one of them in that case.
Yeah, Lamp was at Ice Beam.
So
Considering how early we had Variant, I was pretty early in logic too.
yeah, so I guess good for chat because I guess we got here within 3 minutes of each other doing completely different stuff. It could have been worse. That hook shot could have been anywhere. I mean, it never seems to be. It's always on the path, whatever it is, the last thing you're looking for. But
I went to Ice early-ish, so I had hook shot for a while.
yeah, Moon Pearl. I'm getting the sense you got it sooner than I did, but it was like $1.47 or something.
I had full cleared Super Metroid, aside from Waterway, when I went back to Link to the Past and started doing checks again. And I got Moon Pearl pretty late.
Yeah, I put off Ridley because I guess I didn't want to get stuck without a cane. So, and then I don't know about you, but I ended up going all the way to get the cane and then coming back for the.
Yeah, it's a very, very sneaky double dip.
So yeah, I had it before Meyer at least. What I really, the goofball thing was I spent like a while trying to get the glove out of Mama Turtle with the spring ball, which I swear I've made much easier than I did today. And
oh, you did that before Bryn Loop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it occurred to me for a while because I always put the Bryn Loop off, but fairly early on I was like, okay, this is probably absolutely, if any there was, not the day to do that. So I did end up there before, Monday turned into Tuesday, but
Yeah, you were at that attempted spring ball for a while, and we all knew that Space Jump was in Bryn Loop, so it's like he doesn't have to do this, but eventually you got there with Grapple, which was fortunate.
Yeah, that's what I quit. Probably should have quit a little sooner, but I quit knowing that here's an entire game and 4 movement items that would help that I'm sure I'm going to run into. But it's like, it's the glove. If it was like a medallion, it'd be like, okay, bye. But,
yep.
Oh, wow. We only had, no high jump boost, no speed booster. This was...
Fine speed. Okay, yep. That was nice seeing that right there after how many jumps I missed.
Beam must have been in GT, unless it's a chest and pod I didn't open.
Cleared out pod, not there. I got a
you didn't have to be GT because I checked everywhere else.
Yeah, you did. Because I have a bunch of stuff. Like I said, it worked out that way. Our rates are going to be something. Actually, mine's 198. Where are you at? 227. Okay. So yeah, GT probably, or
Waterway.
It's kind of hard to have speed at Waterway.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Screw Attack or whatever, but yeah.
Oh, Screw.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Screw. That was the only other item we haven't seen. I guess that has to be in GT as well.
So
Would have been
yeah.
nice early, but ended up being useless when I had charged plasma so early.
Oh, plasma. Where's it?
Oh, it was a big key chest in Eastern.
Yeah, I got 2 and dipped because I'm like, okay, I got the morph already. By that point, I did a Gina first, and I'm like, okay, 2 is enough for me. When it was the first 2, so I was like, okay. Well, that hurts too, but not much you can do about it.
Nope.
Yeah,
At least
so
you got to go more the swamp at least.
Yeah, that was nice. It's always nice.
yeah, Nito full cleared, and that was unfortunate, but not unreasonable considering what was available.
Everything was available. Then
Sure,
I go
I'll
to
just-
ice basically first, and I'm like, oh, I have hookshot now. I'm like, everything is possible.
Yep.
It's just because I'm staring at what's left. We got a sword here. Name
So it
off.
was sorry, it was in swamp left side.
Yeah, okay. You'd probably know which one I didn't get then.
It's always a sword and swamp.
Flute would have been nice. How about that one?
Blue was kind of a slap in the face because it was behind book, which was in Mire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Ether Tablet.
Hold the Master Sword up here to call the duck. But then go call the duck again to use the duck. It's too much work.
Gabe was at Bombos.
Wow.
He was at Bombos?
Gabe was at Bombos, so it's like Book gave me like 2 generic items, but they were both useless.
Yeah, like if you didn't have gold and silvers, the cape would have been good for Ganon fight, but that was way beyond that at that point.
Yeah.
All right, I think we can wrap this up unless you guys have any other final thoughts.
Well, you know it. GG's again, Nito, and thank you to both you, Craze, and the Mystery Buckets for doing the tracking. Wasn't sure what I was going to be bringing to the table today, so thankfully the seed just kind of mixed all that up. And I said, outside of spending some time on that glove, it was okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It worked out in the end.
Yeah, thankfully with the hook shot being weird, because it could have been easily Drake on. I'm like, okay, that's the green pendant. There it is, and because I'm like going through crate, I'm like, well, there's the pendant for the game, but oh no, we got another one. It's gonna be there.
Yeah, let's just say it was kind of hard to follow the logic when we got 2 suits and Morph Ball dropped in our lap, and then when we get Moon Pearl, we can do almost everything in the Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, well, thanks for the restream.
Yep. Thank you guys for running it. It was a great race. Everyone else, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. We will have hopefully some more SMZ3 races this coming weekend. We have weeklies on Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, and Monday evening. Once again, follow the runners if you're not doing that already, and if you want to follow the crew, you can do that as well. So once again, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next mission.